Greetings, kings and queens. If you stopping by, welcome back to my channel. Look, we are back for the new season of Sisters, and as I thought last season, this was all a dream. You cannot be daydreaming about taking a woman out because you jealous, Karen. Come on, those sick, toxic thoughts are not good for your unborn baby. It's just not. Can't go around shooting people, girl. Snap out of it. That man is in a new relationship. Let's get into it. Yes, as we saw, Karen is daydreaming that she took Fatima out. I mean, this is bad. This is really not good when you're thinking about actually taking someone's life. So she snapped out of it. And of course, Fatima's like, checking her as to what she's talking about. Zach comes out and Andy is by her side. And she basically, like, she came here because she wanted to see the look on Fatima's face, basically, with the results of the test. And, she tried to be courteous and tell her, apologize Fatima for coming to her apartment. She said that was wrong, just like it was wrong for you to come on to my man. And she was like, yeah, okay, that was wrong. But the reason y'all being nice is because you just don't want me to take him to court. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Leave them alone. They'll settle it amicably, Karen. So that really didn't go well. So in came Pam and um uh Pam and Aaron. And Aaron basically, wanted to check, see how she was. And, Andy was like, that's not cool. You can't be listening to Karen's, conversations. Look, be glad that they follow her because it could, in the headspace that Karen was in, Andy, it could have went totally left. So Pam left. Aaron wanted to talk to her in private and said that he saw the results and he knows he's the father. What results he saw, I have no idea. He claimed he saw them. It wasn't anybody at the, what's against HIPAA law for, to be disclosing personal information, medical information. He said that wasn't the case, but he saw it. I don't know. Aaron, I really don't get him sometimes. Like, what is up with this dude? Like, he's like the man of mystery. I really don't blame Karen for wanting to be involved because ever since his ex-wife took herself out in his shop, it's really crazy. So now Andy's trying to figure out what the heck is going on with that. Now we have Sabrina waiting for this attorney that Bayou sent who's not going to show up. Like, this guy is basically left them in the lurch. This whole situation with Maurice confessing really has them shook. And I understand you're feeling guilty, Sabrina. As I said, in the first half of this season, it's really not your responsibility to carry the weight for Maurice. He wanted to make this decision. He's going to have to, deal with whatever comes out of it. But luckily, the prosecutor can tell that Maurice really can't explain anything. He doesn't, he's saying it was just him and Q involved and it wasn't, Sabrina had nothing to do with it, but it's not making any sense because even when someone confesses, everything basically has to make sense unless you are very, ruthless, undermined, like Logan, underhanded person who's not trying to do things by the book. You just want to incarcerate a bunch of people. You really don't care about, things not, the ducks not all being aligned. And Logan, the guy basically said it. The DA is like, I know you trying to make chief. Why you blaming these people? This man has nothing to do with it. I can tell. Why would he want to cover up for a friend? And he can't even tell the other people that was dealing in the case and how the whole situation really panned out. How did you plan this? And he was like, bring Quincy in because as far as Maurice is concerned and Sabrina, it's over with them. It makes no more sense. These people didn't do it. He can tell by the footage. This case wasn't concrete and rock solid to start with. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. The confessions sound bogus. You can see everything on the bank tapes. It's just no good. So basically, this whole case is being tossed. Now, Andy calls Danny to let her know that Aaron came in and said that this is his baby. Now, she had a bet with Sabrina, evidently, because Danny just knew it was Zach's. And I guess Sabrina thought maybe it was Aaron, so she felt she lost the bet, I guess. But she told her how crazy Karen is getting, and what happened when she came to her job. And she said, this girl is really off the chain. Well, the sisters get together, and of course, they're going to meet. So Maurice comes out now, tells them they basically let him go. And he said, where's your friend? Where's the attorney? He didn't show, right? You got to come to grips that your friend is a homophobe. And he's not sending an attorney. The attorney's not coming. So of course Logan is gonna come out. I don't know what this vendetta is with Maurice. Put in the comments, what do you think? Why this man is so dead set in sending two innocent people to prison? I don't get it. But I'm sorry, you lost that one, Logan. Now we have Gary and Hayden, and I never thought I would be saying this as much as I can't stand Hayden, but he really doesn't want to go through this annulment, and he's missing this girl. What's her name? Tanisha. He looked pretty sad, and he said, man, I'm lonely, before she came in. I'm like, why did you almost make me get misty-eyed, Hayden? I'm like, that's why he's so miserable. He's trying to mess up with Fatima and Zach, because really he's a man who just needs to be loved. And poor Hayden, now answer me this. Why is he talking about you as this fat kid in high school, Gary, talking about Hayden? Because, he tried to talk about, I guess, his history with the ladies, and Gary thought it was a joke. And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all know each other from school? I thought y'all just met recently. I don't know. But anyway, Gary goes to visit Andy in the office, and, talking about you on this app. And she was like, yes, I am. And I'm like, stop trying to make this man jealous, Andy. I thought you done with him. And he's basically trying to tell her stay off the apps. There's a lot of creeps on there, which I personally don't trust it either. So you do got a point there, Gary. And you need to watch out for these men. And now he knows the owner of this app company. Why does Gary know everybody and everything that's attached to Andy in some way, shape, or form? You know everything and everybody, Gary. I'm like, okay, bing, 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 bing. That doesn't sit right with me, because now he's gonna be behind snooping on her and whoever she's swiping left with. So of course our girl Fatima can't stand him, so she basically escorts his tail out of there. Now she has a sit down with Andy to talk about the situation with the records with the DNA test, and how she looked over the test, and she don't believe it's Zach's baby, because even though it says 99.9% Aaron is not the father, that doesn't say that 99.9% positive that Zach is. And unless we get a test that says that, that's always that question mark, because making Aaron not the baby doesn't exclude Zach if we don't have any DNA to take his test. And it doesn't answer the fact, could Karen have been with someone else? And that's what Fatima said, do you know? And she's like, well, I'm her best friend. Of course, I would know something like that. And Karen, I guess, is not the type to be dealing with multiple men. But think back, Andy, she just might. So when Fatima showed her the test, she said, yeah, I get it. It does make sense. Now, we get back to the airport with Danny yet again. Some weirdo she always attracts. Now, this guy is coming to her and very suspiciously starts to tell her everything about herself. He's laying everything out, the conversation she has in her car. He knows all about her friends. He knows the names of all her friends. He knows her favorite music. I don't understand country. Of course, then he knows about Preston and the country music with that comment. So he's telling her, inviting her for a drink, and telling her where he meet her, as if he knows she's going to come. I mean, it's one thing to every day sit by somebody's car and listen to their conversations and their music. Are you following her? Are you watching her? It makes absolutely no sense. And this is another situation that Danny needs to proceed with caution with. So Sabrina talks to her and let her know about the situation with Maurice, and lets her know also that we got to meet up at Karen's. So she's like, okay, what else is new? That's what they always do. So Fatima's coming to the house to chat with Zach. She didn't really get into anything with the DNA or her suspicions. She just wanted to unwind. And I guess maybe with the thought of her man is not the father of Karen's child. But he's really struggling with thinking about his son. They're talking about eating, and he said he really can't eat because he's worried about his child in that household and maybe being hungry himself. And you can't blame him because a man, a decent man would worry about his child. And she said, well, let's go see him. And he couldn't believe that, tired from work, that she would really, take the time to take him to go see his child. So, of course, he was excited. And they jump up and get ready, prepared for that. And I guess he's so excited before she changes her mind. But, I appreciated that Fatima put his mind at rest. Now, Bayou is talking to Sabrina. And of course, he knows probably this attorney didn't show up. He said the guy was really busy. And they're talking about Maurice. And, Bayou was not really admitting that he's homophobic. He's just basically saying he don't like Maurice. And you know what? I can't be mad with Bayou because number one, that's his opinion. If he doesn't like the man for whatever reason, that's on him. Sabrina can't be mad if he doesn't like somebody that she, that's like one of her besties. But the simple fact that this man is telling her that, I did this for you. I didn't do this for Maurice. Otherwise, I would have never did it. I don't know the man like that. And that's true. You can't be upset with that. But the main thing is the fact that $1 million I gave you and you absolutely thought that there would be no strings attached. Yes, you was really naive, gullible, and foolish, Sabrina, to think that anyone would give you that type of money. I don't care if he's loaded. I don't care if $1 million is like $100 to him. The fact of the matter is you didn't know this man. Now when he drops the bomb on you and tells you not only is he looking to have sex with you, he's looking to marry you, you can't think that that's something that's strange. Because you just said, I can't marry you because I don't know you. But you had no problem taking $1 million from a man and not knowing him. So make it make sense, Sabrina. And a lot of times you don't. So yeah, he sprung that on her to let her know you are gonna be one of my wives. And yeah, that's what this contract is. And I guess to him it's a verbal contract. It's a contract that would be back in his country. But this is not it doesn't work like that in the United States. What you do in Africa, what you do in America is two different things. But he said, I did that with basically an ulterior motive. And I knew that from day one that Bayou wasn't going to be giving her that money with no strings attached. I don't know why anyone named right mind would think that. But of course, Sabrina did. So he said, yeah. And this is basically what I want from you. And she can't believe that he's saying that. Well, Sabrina, you're going to have to deal with it, sweetie. And does Sabrina have to marry Bayou? What is going to go down for the next episode? We shall see. I'm glad we can put this to rest with the storyline on this bank situation. Q can go to jail and get out of their lives. So let's get ready to get into the next episode. Peace.